My wife once told me something that sounded like madness. Every December, she said calmly, we will be 200 million richer, but only if we do what I was asked to do. At the time, I laughed. My name is Akin Omoli. I was a top executive in a new generation bank, living what many Nigerians would call the dream. I had a beautiful wife, Jamoke, and 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. Life was good. My wife was supportive, intelligent, and ambitious. I made sure she had her own business, dealing in gold chains and wristwatches. We were partners in every sense. I wanted more. I wanted something that would carry my name even after retirement. So, I took a massive loan and invested in a manufacturing company. Machines were imported. Raw materials arrived. Everything looked perfect. I resigned from the bank, confident I was stepping into greatness. Then everything collapsed. Sales failed. Costs rose. The loan interest multiplied like a curse. I couldn't service the debt. Banks started calling. Letters came. Threats followed. I borrowed from my wife, but it wasn't enough. They took the house we used as collateral. We moved into a small rented apartment, far from the life we once knew. I searched desperately for another job. Doors closed. Interviews ended with polite smiles and silence. My wife became our pillar. She paid school fees. She paid rent. She smiled when I was broken. Her only words were always the same. Don't worry, Akin. All will be well. But I could see it. Her business was dying too. 3 years passed like a slow funeral. Then one evening, she woke me gently. Let's go out, she said. I have something to tell you. We took an Uber to Lekki. The car stopped in front of a massive gate. The gateman opened without question. I noticed something strange. My wife didn't look unfamiliar with the place. She opened the main door. A mansion. Fully furnished. Bright. Alive. This is our new home, she said. I laughed nervously. Jamoke, what are you saying? She repeated it. I was speechless. Where did this come from? Loans? Illegal deals? She had complained just months ago that she had no stock, no capital. She only said, You'll understand soon. Our children arrived the next day. Their laughter filled the house. A kind of joy we had forgotten returned. For the first time in years, I slept peacefully. But something wasn't right. Months passed, and Jamoke refused to explain anything. On the 4th month, she woke me in the middle of the night. She led me downstairs, then to a wall I never noticed. She pressed a hidden panel. A door opened. Cold air rushed out. My heart raced. I want to know the truth, I said. She nodded. Then you must see it. Inside was a room. And inside that room, a casket. My knees weakened. What is this doing here, Jamoke? I asked. She sighed, and began to cry. She told me how desperation drove her. How a friend introduced her to a spiritualist who promised restoration, only if she performed a ritual. She said our bad luck would be buried, and wealth would rise. I did it for us, she said. For you. For the children. I screamed her name. Then her voice changed. Cold. Commanding. Akin, it is done. You are part of it now. There is no going back. She said anyone who exposed the secret would die. Every December, a ritual must be renewed. She would enter the casket from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. I would cry. Wail. Mourn. At 3 a.m., I would open it. She would return alive. Every year, she said, I must die so that our wealth can live. I wanted to run. But fear, love, and silence chained me. For 4 years we did it. Every December 26th. She bathed with black soap, wore white lace, climbed inside. I wore black. I cried until my eyes burned. And every year, she came out younger, fresher. Until the 5th year. That night felt wrong. At 2 a.m., exhaustion overcame me. I slept. When I woke, the air had changed. Heavy. Rotten. I opened the casket. Jamoke lay still. Her skin was dark, burnt. I screamed her name. No response. I shook her. Nothing. Fear broke me. Then I remembered the warning. If she dies in the ritual, the survivor must choose. I grabbed the children and ran. We never returned. That same morning, the house caught fire. Everything burned, including the secret room. Police called it an electrical fault. I buried my wife without explanations. Years later, I live quietly with my children. We are not rich. But we are alive. And every December, when midnight comes, I remember her words. Some wealth is paid for with blood. And survival is the only true inheritance. I thought running away ended it. I was wrong. After the fire, after the burial, after the lies I told my children about how their mother fell sick suddenly, I believed the nightmare had been buried with her. We moved far away, from Lekki, from Lagos, from memories that refused to sleep. I sold the little I had left, and opened a small logistics business in Ibadan. Nothing fancy. No miracles. Just honest survival. The kind of life that doesn't attract spirits. For a while, peace returned. But December never forgot us. The first signs started with my daughter, Mareo. She was 11 when she began sleepwalking. Every December night, she would rise from her bed at exactly 12 a.m., walk to the living room, and sit on the floor. Crying. Not like a child. Like a widow. The first night I heard it, my blood froze. She was whispering words I had not taught her. Open it, it's time! I shook her awake. She looked at me, confused. Daddy, she said, why was Mummy inside a box? My heart cracked. My first son, Damilare, began drawing pictures in school. His teacher called me in. She placed the drawings on the table. A coffin. A woman in white lace. A man in black, crying. A clock showing 3 a.m. I didn't draw this, my son said quietly. She told me. Who? I asked, already knowing. Mummy. On December 24th, for years after the fire, the generator in our compound turned on by itself at midnight. The same sound. The same silence. The air grew cold. I smelled it. Rotten meat. I locked the doors and gathered my children in one room. I prayed like a madman. Then we heard it. 3 knocks. Slow. Heavy. From inside the house. A voice followed. Soft. Female. Akin, you slept again. That night I told them everything. About the casket. The ritual. The wealth. Their mother's sacrifice. They cried, not just for her death, but for the lie that wrapped their childhood. Mareo asked the question that shattered me. Daddy, whose turn is it now? I had no answer. Because I already knew. The spiritualist appeared in my dream that same night. He looked older. Thinner. Angrier. You ran, he said. But covenants don't burn. He told me the truth Jamoke never did. The ritual was never about wealth. It was about replacement. If the one in the casket fails, the bloodline continues it. One soul. Every December. Or all would be taken. I woke up screaming. On December 26th, at exactly 11:59 p.m., the lights went out. A wooden casket appeared in our sitting room. No door opened. No Baba came. Only a message etched into the wood. My children held me, crying. I finally understood. Jamoke didn't survive 4 years. She was being prepared. I did what I should have done long ago. I refused. I broke the covenant. I carried my children and stepped outside the house, ready to die if needed. The wind screamed. The ground shook. Then silence. Morning came. No casket. No whispers. No smell. The children stopped dreaming. Years have passed. We live simply. But every December, we light candles, not for wealth, but for freedom. Because we survived. And sometimes Survival is the real miracle. Freedom did not come loudly. It came like a scar, quiet, permanent, and always reminding us of what once tried to claim us. After that last December, the nightmares stopped. The house felt normal again. My children laughed without fear. For the first time since Jamoke's death, I allowed myself to believe that the covenant had truly been broken. But covenants, even broken ones, leave marks. Moreo grew faster than other children. Not in height, but in knowing. At 13, she could tell when people were lying. At 15, she could walk into a room and name the sorrows sitting in it. She hated December. Every year, she would fall sick for exactly 3 days, between the 25th and 27th, then recover suddenly. One evening she said to me, calmly, "Daddy, Mummy is gone, but not completely." I didn't ask her how she knew. Some answers are heavier than questions. Demelaire became quiet. He stopped drawing coffins. Instead, he began drawing doors. Doors with no handles. Doors surrounded by fire. Doors half open. When I asked him what they meant, he replied, "Places we escaped from." At 17, he started waking up at 3 a.m. every night, wide awake, sweating, staring at the wall like someone waiting for permission to breathe. Doctors found nothing. I knew better. Folarin, my last son, remembered nothing. That was what scared me most. He was born into the Covenant's shadow and raised in its silence. He was fearless, confident, and strangely lucky. Things worked for him too easily. Teachers loved him. Opportunities chased him. People said, "This boy has grace." I said nothing. Because grace doesn't smell like rotten meat. The past found us again when Folarin turned 25. A man came to our house. Old. Bent. Smiling without warmth. I knew him the moment our eyes met. The spiritualist. "I came to greet the survivors," he said. Moreo collapsed immediately. Demelaire locked himself in his room. The spiritualist's eyes followed only one person. Folarin. "The covenant is broken," I said, standing firm. He chuckled. "No," he replied. "It was redirected." He explained what Jamoke never knew. Breaking the ritual stopped the wealth, but not the claim. One child would always carry the doorway. Not to die, but to decide. That December, Folarin began dreaming of a casket made of light, not wood. A voice offered him everything. Power. Wealth. Influence. No death required. Just consent. He told us everything. That night, as a family, we gathered and did something we had never done before. We forgave Jamoke. Out loud. We forgave ourselves. Out loud. And Folarin made his choice. He said no. At exactly 3 a.m., the house shook once, like a deep breath released. Then nothing. No smell. No whispers. No shadows. The spiritualist was found dead the next morning, alone, clutching a broken charm. Today, my children are grown. Moreo works with broken women, helping them escape desperation. Demelaire designs doors and safe houses. Folarin lives simply, far from power and temptation. As for me, I tell this story not to scare you, but to warn you. Because not every wealth is a blessing. Not every survival is accidental. And sometimes, the greatest inheritance a parent can leave is the courage to say no.